Welcome to the show, everyone. Thanks for making us a part of your morning. Let's jump into the latest news from around the Major League Baseball postseason. For the fifth and final game of the National League Division Series, Bryce Harper had 3 hits on the day as the Nationals downed the Brewers, clinching the series and earning their right to play in the National League Championship Series. In the fifth and deciding game of the NLDS, the Arizona Diamondbacks combined for a 4-hitter as they pushed past the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine, clinching the series and earning their right to play in the National League Championship Series. And that's all for today's show. See you back here tomorrow for another postseason recap. Have a great day.
MLB Network is your exclusive home for postseason baseball. It's Game 5 of the American League Division Series between the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian welcoming you to our exclusive postseason coverage on MLB Network. With me is Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Danny, this is still anyone's series here as we get ready for Game 5.
And guys, I'm going to be sorry to see this series come to an end. You've got to love a series that comes down to the final game, and seeing the push and pull struggle between these two teams over the last 4 games has been a lot of fun. We're in for a great one here in Game 5.
Set for what should be a good one. Lineups and first pitch are next. The crowd is ready to erupt as their guys get set to take the field. Let's join public address announcer Mike Carlucci.
And now, your 2018 Boston Red Sox.
And briefly here, a glance at the 2 starters who'll get the ball here in this one. And with that, let's take a look at the Angels starting lineup. How do they go about staying alive in this one, D-Row?
Matty, you take a look at this lineup. I find myself thinking back to my playing days when I knew I had the ace on the mound. It had to be win day, and when you get in a car to drive to the yard, you tell yourself, even though you felt bad about it, just get 2 or 3. All the pressure's on the big boy to have to execute, and he usually does. Look for this lineup to try and execute and score, manufacture 1 or 2 runs early in this one. All right, let's take a quick look at how the Red Sox set up on D today. And we get to watch one of the best right fielders in the game today. He brought home gold last year. We know a right fielder profiles as a huge offensive producer, but this guy covers a ton of ground all the way to the foul line with a strong throwing arm.
In now is Andrelton Simmons, and we are set for baseball here this evening.
Shortstop, Andrelton Simmons.
Here it comes. And a cold strike on the game's first pitch as we bring you this one here tonight. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. A high fastball is in there.
Let's see if he continues to climb that ladder, or does he try and get him fishing on something bouncing in the dirt.
wind up and the 0-2 pitch. Count remains at 0-2. Here's another 0-2. And a neck-high fastball that time.
1-2.
And we could be in for a cold one tonight. 52 degrees at game time, but should see the 40s before we're through. Popped him up. Under this one is Harrison, and he's got it for the first out.
Batting second, first baseman, Steven Gonzalez.
First pitch on its way. And there's one well above the zone for a ball. And there are our umpires calling balls and strikes in this one, Mr. James Kingsley.
Hey, Dero, James Kingsley's a pretty good umpire. He doesn't get too excited, keeps things under emotions. He's a pretty good ball and strike umpire.
Yeah, James Kingsley will never show you up, and he's always approachable.
And he watches a called strike as this one bears in on him. 1-1.
We're seeing quite a few pitches up from him right now, and that can obviously be dangerous. A cold strike there, but he might need to lower his sights a little bit.
The 1-1. Pulled toward right center field. Bradley on the run. And he tracks it down. A nice running play to record the second out. So he comes up empty in his first major league at bat.
I know he was expecting more, but that's a win. If you could put the ball in play your first big league AB, and you're able to get that adrenaline and the nerves out of you, that's a win right there.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And that one just missed outside.
Here's a perfect situation. 2 outs, bases empty, power hitter at the plate. He ain't looking for a single and hoping to pass the baton. This guy's looking to do damage.
Nope,
and he misses
ball.
again. 2-0.
Back-to-back pitches, they've gone away. Do you tell yourself as a hitter he wants to come in right here? I don't think so. I think he's trying to find that outside corner and adjust accordingly.
Hit hard on the ground to first. Ramirez scoops it up, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Angels are gone in order. Now the Red Sox will get their shot. No score. With that, here's how the hometown Red Sox line up in this one. Dero, tell us about this lineup as they try to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Well, Matty, you walk into this yard today, and it's nothing but a hitter's park. But that can work against you at times. You have to stay within yourself. You can't just be turning and burning on everything. Stay within the game plan and know that a mistake doubles leaving this yard.
Nick Tropiano will do the pitching in hostile territory here in Game 5. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, it's hard to have all 4 of your pitches on, but I think if this guy can have 2 or 3 of his 4 pitches and have command of them, he's going to have a really good game.
Here's how the Halos are going to line up on defense. And how fortunate are we that we get to watch the Gold Glover play some center field today. He's on every highlight reel, on the regular, making huge plays for his defense, saving runs, throwing guys out at the plate, diving in the gap with his hair on fire. This one should be fun.
Leading off for the Red Sox, third baseman, Eduardo Nunez.
Here comes the first pitch. A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1. On the ground up the middle. And stretching for it is Kinsler, but it's out of reach. A base hit. So here in the first inning, the leadoff man's aboard to kick things off.
Hey, this game's starting off exactly the way they wanted to. Leadoff single in the bottom of the first. After their pitcher went out there and threw a donut on the board, boys are flying around.
Here's Xander Bogaerts now. There goes the runner. In there. Now the throw. He is not in time. Pretty close, but he got in there safely. He's set. Here's the 0-1. Got a big pass at a slider that gets past him. Bogaerts hits right-handed pitching very well. Makes a lot of contact, but he generally isn't known for displaying a lot of power. You'll see a lot of line drives and ground balls from him in these situations.
Yeah, I almost think he has too good of hand-eye coordination, Matty. Sometimes maybe just attacks that pitch that's not there to do major damage with, but could just drive it up the middle the other way and take his knock, and that's what he's been able to do.
Nice two-seam fastball there. You don't usually see a lot of swings and misses with that pitch unless it's really moving. So that one must have had some real good late life.
Ready. Here's the first offering. Takes a fastball on the inside corner. Oh, and 1. Here it comes. And that slider's almost in the dirt.
A great take on that slider away right there. But I'm thinking in that situation, that pitcher's got to execute a little bit better. That was almost a non-competitive pitch. Being outside, you could almost have let that one go right out of his hand.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Nunez leads off second with 1 gone in the inning. Pitch is way outside, and that's straight to the backstop. And he's going to make it into third base now, as I believe that'll be scored as a wild pitch.
Well, he has nobody to blame but himself. With 1 out, a runner on third can come home to score all sorts of ways. That's why, as a pitcher, you have to execute pitches even better when there are runners on base.
The 3-1. A little bouncer. That winds up foul for the second strike. Now the 3-2 pitch. Bouncer up the middle. Simmons is there. Only play is going to be at first, so that'll go as an RBI that brings home the opening marker of the ballgame.
That's good hitting right there. Put the ball in play and let the guy trot home from third to put your team on the board. Good baseball.
Into the box, Hanley Ramirez. He'll try and start things over now with the bases empty and 2 away following the RBI ground ball. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Comes right after him with a fastball for a strike. Two out, nobody on. And Ramirez able to hold off on that one, but he still trails in the count. It's 1-2.
A lot of righty pitchers will throw that two-seamer to right-handed hitters to try to jam the guy or even make some firewood. He got it in there, but that was a good take to lay off and take the ball.
The 1-2 is a wave and a miss. He struck him out. Some more of the colorful characters here at the ballpark tonight. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. Here's Justin Upton now. In his career against Porcello, he's a .417 hitter.
Justin Upton.
First pitch on its way to Upton. And he turns this one around high and deep to center field. Ranging back is Bradley. On the warning track, he makes the catch.
This guy's not wasting any time, right? It's a first pitch fastball, and he flies out deep on the first pitch of the inning.
Stepping in, Lincoln Cheney. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Here's the first pitch to him. Sends that one out of play for strike one. The windup and the 0-1. Tough one to lay off, called a strike. Here's the 0-2. Reaches out for one and hits it on the ground to second. Harrison has it. Throw on to first, and Porcello's looking good here. 2 away. And with 2 gone now, let's take a look at our up-to-the-minute playoff tree. And you can see the Indians are already resting, having won their division series matchup, as they'll wait on the winner of this one. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Tough slider down low for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a little tapper. Foul ball, strike 2. Red Sox on top in the early going. 1-0 as we play the second. Right side, defense aligned perfectly. Gloved by Harrison. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. Angels go down 1-2-3. They trail this one 1-0. Stepping up to the plate, Mookie Betts, as they'll have 5, 6, and 7 here to start the home half of the second.
Mookie Betts.
First pitch of the at-bat. Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one. Betts, a native of Tennessee. He was a 5th-round pick back in 2011.
Hey, when you come out of the middle rounds, you have to grind for everything, and that's exactly what this guy has done, and he has turned himself into a solid big league ball player.
Missed with a slider. Too tight with that one. 3-0. Tropiano become known as a starting pitcher that frequently works deep into games. The kind of guy you want on the staff when your team needs some rest, because he tends to eat up innings all by himself. 3-0 pitch. And he takes ball 4. Leadoff man's aboard here to begin the home half of the second.
Well, that is definitely not the way to start an inning. One thing to give up a walk, but to do it on 4 pitches is pretty alarming. He looks a little thrown off right now.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Strike called. Now the throw down. And it skips in as he steals the bag easily.
Hey, it's almost impossible to throw a base runner out that gets a lead that big. And plus, this catcher's not known for having a cannon of an arm.
And he misses with it, 1-1.
Well, his job right there at the plate is to move that runner over to third by getting the ball to the right side. On the mound, though, they're working him away so he doesn't have a good pitch to do that with.
Grounded to first. Gonzalez takes it in. And it's a productive first out as that runner's able to advance 90 feet up to third here.
Well executed two-seamer on the outside corner that time, and that's what you'll get a lot of with that pitch. He rolled right over it.
Now at the plate, Jackie Bradley Jr. as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And that one stayed too low, apparently.
Pretty good pitch and a great take there. There's not a lot you could do with that slider breaking down and unless you can catch it way out front and hook it down the line. You see a lot of swinging misses on those.
Ready with the 1-0. Fastball that just misses inside.
Great situation to be up at the plate right now. But if you're on the mound, there is absolutely no reason to give in to him. Stay on the outer quadrants of the plate and don't get beat in the middle.
Outside, 3-0 now. Three balls and a strike now to Bradley. Betts stands at third with one gone in the inning. And now the count is full for the Boston center fielder.
When you get yourself to a 3-1 count and you get a fastball, those are the ones you really want to punish. Couldn't get the bat on it, so we'll see if that comes back to haunt him.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Popped him up. Balbuena takes charge, and he's got it. 2 down.
Batting 8th, second baseman, John.
At the plate, Josh Harrison, runner in scoring position with Sir John. First offering on its way. Changeup in for a strike. Two outs here with a runner at third. And the slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
1 out away from stranding that runner on third. So the last thing you want to do is throw a wild pitch and let him score. Nice job there by the catcher to knock that one down.
A ball and 2 strikes now. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. He got him. Red Sox lead 1. We play 2 innings. It's 1-0. Cole Calhoun will stand in now. He's the number 7 hitter, but he's leading off the third after the first 6 guys in the lineup have been retired in order.
That's been a great start to the guy on the mound. It'll be interesting to see if they can find a way to get to this guy before he really settles in.
First pitch on its way. Hit out towards second. Harrison's got it. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third.
Not a lot you can do with that pitch. That fastball just ate him up inside and gets the soft grounder for the out.
So there's the first out here in the Angels' third, and that'll bring in the second baseman, Ian Kinsler. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A fastball that finds the outside corner.
He's looking really great on the bump right now. I mean, it's been a while since he's allowed a base runner, and he just jumped ahead of another hitter right there.
Angels still looking for hit number 1 in the ballgame. Down the third baseline, but this will wind up a foul ball, strike 2. Set to deliver on 0-2. Here it comes. Got him.
Well, he's really locked in at this point in the game on the bump. So far this inning, 4 pitches and 2 outs. Got the first guy on 1 pitch, then absolutely dominates this at bat with a 3-pitch strikeout.
Coming to the plate now, Martin Maldonado. This guy is still looking at a 0 in the hit column. Here's the first pitch to him. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. One and one. Here it comes. And he's in front of a tight little slider that time. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Hit down the third baseline. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. Angels are gone in order. They're on the short end of a 1-0 score. Stepping up now, Christian Vasquez, as we move on to the bottom of inning number 3.
Christian Vasquez.
Now here's the pitch. In there at the knees as he offers a strike to the leadoff man. 0-1. The windup and the 0-1. Now a changeup hit on the ground to shortstop. And that's the first out.
Now batting, third baseman, Eduardo Nunez.
Now in the box, Eduardo Nunez. He singled and scored in his first appearance in this one. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1. Called strike at the knees. Evens the count at 1-1. Down the left field line and deep. And this will wind up a foul ball. The 1-2 is swung on and missed, strike 3.
Man, I love watching a pitcher that just rears back and blows smoke by a guy at the letters. That's the ultimate challenge pitch, and for me personally, watching hitters swing and miss, man, that's a sight of beauty.
Into the box, Xander Bogaerts, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at bat. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. Now a little pop-up off toward the first base side. And this will not be caught. It's a foul ball.
I know there's 2 outs right here, but your job as the number 2 hole hitter, especially with the monsters hitting behind you, find a way to get on base. Maybe a little 2-out lightning on the horizon.
On the ground to third. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Red Sox go down 1-2-3, but they're on top 1-0. Ready for another chance. Andrelton Simmons back to the top of the lineup as they're still looking for their first base runner in this one.
No doubt about that, Matt. They've yet to figure this guy out on the mound. He's looked great so far.
He has, but we'll see if this second trip through the order changes anything.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments these hitters are able to make in the middle innings of this game.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Takes a fastball on the inside corner.
Hey, this guy has been locating his fastball all game to perfection. Talking to a number of big league pitchers over the years, they'll tell you a well-executed fastball with good location is still the best pitch in the game.
Now a swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. This is flared out towards second, and this is taken for the out.
The first baseman, number 6, Steven Gonzalez.
So striding in, Steven Gonzalez. He flew out in his last at-bat. First offering on its way. A fastball right down the middle for a strike. Line toward the alley in left center. And the Halos have their first hit of the game.
You think there's any justice in the game? Watch those 2 at-bats. Both of them hit on the absolute screws. One's right at one guy, and then one's a single. Go figure.
Here's the center fielder, Mike Trout. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. Line towards center field. Bradley is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first. So the runner stays at first here with 2 away, and that brings us to our pitch speed comparison for these 2 starters. And both guys topping out so far in the low 90s, 93 for one guy, 91 for the other. Now at the plate, Justin Upton. So far 0 for 1 with a flyout. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. There's a fastball right over the inside corner. Behind 0-2 now. Gonzalez leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. And a swing and a miss as he pulled the string on the breaking ball, and the inning is over. Angels strand 1. They still trail 1-0. Ready now, J.D. Martinez.
Leading off the 4th for the Red Sox, designated hitter, J.D. Martinez.
Here's the first pitch to him. And a check swing here, but he clearly went around on a pitch that would have been a strike anyway. It's 0-1. And now pitch on the way. Crowds him a bit with a fastball there, and it's to 1-1. So 1-1. Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes now. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. He got him.
That strikeout was all about setting the hitter up with hard stuff. You can see the first 3 pitches are coming in fast, and then he slows it down on the 4th pitch, knowing the hitter is sort of conditioned for the hard stuff. Yet another way to upset a hitter's timing.
Here's Hanley Ramirez. As the fastball is swung on and missed. Good location down at the knees for strike 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Outside for a ball. 1-1. So 1-1. This one's chopped foul right at the plate. The count moves now to 1-2. The 1-2 is laid off for ball 2. Just 1 hit apiece for both of these clubs. And that misses, so it's a full count. 3-2. Mookie Betts is on deck. Oh, and he struck him out as well, so he's carving right through the heart of this lineup as there are 2 away now.
Certainly not showing any signs of intimidation with these middle of the order guys. That's back-to-back Ks, and the 3 and 4 guys are harmlessly back in the dugout.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Mookie Betts will attempt to put the ball in play for a change here with the first 2 guys going down on strikes to start the inning. There's a knee-high pitch that catches the zone.
Hey, that's another nice 2-seamer right there. He's been able to manipulate that pitch all game, keeping it at the hollow of the knee, getting a lot of ground balls and a lot of swing and miss.
A ball and a strike. 1 run, just 1 hit, and no errors for the Red Sox to this point. Popped him up. Gonzalez in foul ground. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. Down in order go the Red Sox, but they're up 1-0.
Leading off for the Angels, the designated hitter, Lincoln Cheney.
First pitch of the at-bat. Now a swing and a hard hit grounder. This is foul for the first strike. And he can't get out of the way there. So the leadoff man will be aboard to open up the inning.
Well, he's really been good all game long until that one. He was definitely not trying to hit a guy when he's got 2 strikes on him. It just appeared that it got away from him.
Here's Luis Valbuena now. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Lifted the other way to left center.
Waiting on it is Benintendi.
And that's the first out of the inning.
Now batting, right fielder, Cole Calhoun.
Cole Calhoun will stand in now. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. First pitch on its way. Pitch is popped up. Nunez has a play. 2 gone.
The batter number 3, second baseman, Ian Kinsler.
So it's a runner at first with 2 gone, and that'll bring in the second baseman, Ian Kinsler. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Takes a knee-high fastball.
He's been pitching really well so far in this one as we cruise into the middle innings. One of the big reasons why, 80% first pitch strike ratio. If he continues that, he might be able to finish this one.
Comes set with the 0-1. Fastball that time is nowhere close, and it's even at 1-1. Clearly trying to control the running game with the slide step here.
Yeah, that's a good way of trying to control the running game, Matt. The problem with it, though, it has a tendency to throw your command off because you're worrying about that runner on base.
The 1-1 home is swung on and missed, and that's strike 2.
Hey, this guy is 1 strike away from absolutely cruising through the first 5 innings. No need to even warm up the bullpen the way this guy's pounding the zone.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Cheney is off at first with 2 away. Starts to go around, but the home plate umpire says he held up ball 2.
Wow, how about that? He was tempted to make a swing at that pitch right there. That was way out of the zone, but he just kept his hands back enough.
He stays alive, still 2-2.
He was able to foul that one off, but you could tell he was definitely late. That breaking ball, the pitch before that heater right there, definitely threw his timing off.
Now a throw over to first, back in standing. No runs, just 1 hit, and no errors to this point for the Angels. There's a well-hit ball out to right center field. Cheney is on his way home. And he's safe at the plate. We're all square at 1 apiece. So much of this game is situational hitting, guys. Nice job there.
Yeah, you've got to find a way to pick your teammates up when you're given a chance. And he doesn't try to do too much right here. He just takes what's there. Safely on second, and his buddy is high-fiving teammates in the dugout.
Into the box now, Martin Maldonado. As he'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Oh, 1, here it comes. Hit down the line at first. This will get foul for strike 2. Ready with the 0-2. Grounder down the line at third. But a foul ball, and the count holds at 0-2. Here comes another 0-2. Missed with a breaking ball. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Down the first baseline. Well, this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. Curveball that time, not even close.
Pretty standard curve in the dirt, looking for a strikeout there, but that was a good job of recognizing it and holding back at the plate.
Making him sweat out there. The 7th pitch coming up. A swing and a miss on a ball way outside the strike zone, and the inning is over. Angels do get a run in the inning on this RBI double. Middle of the night at Fenway, all even at 1 apiece.
Leading off for the Red Sox, left fielder, Andrew Benintendi.
Now here's the pitch. And he lays off a pitch here that he probably shouldn't have. 0-1.
Really feels like he's just on cruise control out there on the mound right now.
Yeah, it really does, Matt, but this offense isn't helping him too much. It sort of feels like the next team to score is going to win this thing.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. There's a changeup over the outside corner. And that one stayed too low, apparently.
Love the execution of that changeup, but hats off to the guy at the plate right now. That's a great take in this situation. Maybe bought himself a fastball.
Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Bounce to first. And they'll flip it to the pitcher covering for the out.
Now back, center fielder, Jackie Bradley Jr.
Here's Jackie Bradley now. He popped out in his first trip. First pitch on its way. There's a strike. 1 out, nobody on. Changeup gets him out in front for strike 2.
I gotta say, his command of the corners in this start has been pretty exceptional. He's mixed east and west really well, and it's a big reason why he's had success.
A windup and the 0-2 pitch. Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Calhoun giving chase. He makes the running play. 2 down.
The batter, number 5, second baseman, John Harrison.
Striding in for Boston, Josh Harrison. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. First offering on its way. There's a knee-high pitch that catches the zone. 2 out, nobody on. Changes up on him, but that's in the dirt for a ball. And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1. Ball even at 2-2. The 2-2. Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Tried to bury one down and away, but it's a full count now, 3-2.
Wow, talk about a waste pitch on 2-2. That one wasn't even close. I don't know anyone that would have swung at that pitch.
Now the 3-2 pitch. Lifted down the line in left. Upton is after it, and this will wind up a foul ball. Making him work out there. The 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Count still full, 3-2. Now the 3-2 pitch. Hit hard towards center. And that's a base hit. 1 for 2 in his first couple of plate appearances. So he wins the full count battle and finds a way to extend the inning.
Dan, how hard is it to decide your way through such a deep lineup? I mean, even the 8th, 9th-hole hitters are solid big league players.
You know, Mark, these days you're not seeing a lot of defensive specialists in the infield or outfield. If you're in that starting lineup these days, there's a pretty good job you can swing the bat.
Ready. Here's the first offering. Hit back up the middle. Played on the backhand. And the throw is off target there, so he'll reach first base safely.
You know, D-Row, as a pitcher, that can be so frustrating. You're trying to go out there and make quality pitches, and that was a really good pitch. And I would be willing to bet you he's surprised that turned into an infield single.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's smiling. That hitter's smiling, running down first base, knowing he's got an infield single right there. He has no business. He'll line out probably 15 times, but it won't even out. You take him when you can get him.
Started to go around there, but he holds up ball 1.
That's one of the hardest things to do in this game. You know he's sitting fastball. That ball starts to slide away from him. You have to have some serious strong hands and wrists not to commit right there.
And he comes back with one in there for a high strike. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Harrison on second. Vasquez on at first with 2 down. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. Boston strands a couple. We've played 5 full, tied at 1 aside. Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Andrelton Simmons. He'll start things out now in the top half of the 6th. Here comes the first pitch. And no swing, apparently. Ball 1. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. Takes a knee-high fastball. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. And this one is over, and he works the count back to 2-2.
Hey, I watched Tom Glavine master throwing changeups inside to right-handed batters and getting them to pull it foul. If this guy can command that front hip curveball, he's going to go to it all game.
Takes this the other way to right. And a base hit, so early trouble to lead off the inning.
Outside of home runs, nothing fires me up more than watching a good baseball player drive the ball at the opposite field. Talking about hitting the inside half of the baseball, that's exactly what happened right there. And when we say inside half of the baseball, imagine the ball coming to a complete stop halfway between home plate and the pitcher's mound. and then cutting that baseball in half and highlighting the inside half. That's where you're trying to take the knob of your bat or the hands to that spot and carve the inside half of the baseball with power.
The center fielder, number 27, Mike Trout.
Here's the center fielder, Mike Trout. Hit the ball pretty well in his last at-bat, but it resulted in a line-out. First delivery to him on the way. And here's a called strike at the knees. Don't think he liked that one too much, but it's 0-1. Strike two.
All right, as a hitter right here, you got to know he's throwing you tough pitches. He does not want to miss over the heart of the plate. That's when you step out, regroup, maybe sit over the heart of the plate, knowing that he's trying to execute so well, he might miss right down the middle.
Now the 0-2 pitch. One ball. Missed with a slider. Both clubs with 3 hits in the ballgame. And that's high for a ball. It's 2-2.
Right there is a temptation pitch. Power hitters like this are looking for pitches that they can drive. So that may have been one where he was trying to get him to chase up above the zone a little bit.
Here now the 2-2. Still even at 2-2. Another 2-2 offering. Swung on, and he went fishing in the dirt. And the throw is made to record the second out of the inning.
Well, you know you made a real nice pitch when you bounce it in the dirt, and you still get the hitter to swing at it. That tells me that there's a lot of deception in that pitch right now.
Here's Justin Upton now, as he takes a called strike at the knees. It's 0-1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Hoping to keep it tied. Here it comes. Looking at a fastball for a strike on the corner.
That's back-to-back pitches taken for strikes. Puts himself in a bad spot. 0-2. Let's see if he can battle back in this AB.
On its way, the 0-2 pitch. And it's 1-2.
I know you have to protect the strike zone when you get the count to 2 strikes, but on an 0-2 pitch that misses by that much, it's pretty easy for a hitter not to swing at that one.
The 1-2. This is on the ground over to first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. So no runs on a hit here, no errors, 1 man left on. 2, 3, and 4 due up in the home half of the 6th, all tied at 1-1. Matt Shoemaker enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th.
Number 52, Matt Shoemaker.
So coming to the plate, Xander Bogaerts. He'll lead it off as we start the home 6th.
Xander Bogaerts.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Line drive to left. And that's a base hit, so the pressure's on to open up the inning. And now this is thrown wildly, just getting it into the infield. And he's going to get the second now with nobody out.
Hey, this guy's having a big series in the postseason. It looks like to me that the moment isn't too big for him. He's slowing the game down, and he looks terrific.
Yeah, absolutely. Postseason monster right here, having a huge series. Any big leaguer can have their moment mid-May, but to do it when it gets cold outside means everything.
Here's J.D. Martinez. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. set. Here it comes. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. Now a fastball off the plate away. A ball and a strike.
Some stirring now in that Angel bullpen, as it'll be both a lefty and a righty that start to get loose.
Bogarts stands at second with no outs. He goes the other way as this is hit in the air toward the gap in right center. And this is run down out there in right center as the runner tags from second. And he'll get into third here on the fly out, so he's 90 feet away here with one gone. Here's Hanley Ramirez. Past battles with Matt Shoemaker. He hasn't had much success, just 2 for 11. Has a look, now the pitch. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. And it's off the green monster. Knocks one in the score column as the runner from third crosses the plate.
That base hit was screaming off the bat, and our show track technology more than confirms it. 111 miles an hour was the exit velocity of that line drive.
Here's Mookie Betts. There goes Hanley for second. Offered at and missed. Here's the throw. And it's not going to be in time as Ramirez has himself a stolen base. Ready with the 0-1. Flying toward right center. That gets down. He's got himself a base hit. They're going to extend their lead as the runner scores from second.
You'll only see about 10 of these pitchers a year. The changeup on a tee in the middle of the plate. But tip your hat to the batter right there. He did not come unglued, stayed within himself, and drove it for a base hit.
The left-handed hitting Andrew Benintendi stands in. He swings and misses. Throw down. Way late, and he's in there easily at second. Here comes the 0-1, and it's fouled away. One out and a runner on second base. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1 and 2. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Calhoun has a read on it. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away.
Now batting, center fielder, Jackie Bradley.
So digging in now, Jackie Bradley Jr. Past battles with Matt Shoemaker, not great. He's 1 for 8. Trying to keep the deficit right where it is. The pitch. Early swing there as he pulls it foul to the right side. Got him to go after that one, and he's in a quick hold. 0-2.
Wow, what makes it so tough to be a hitter is to be able to hit and change the speeds, right? You're geared up for the fastball, and all of a sudden, he pulls the string and throws you the straight change, the dreaded equalizer.
Shoemaker comes set. Here it is on 0-2. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. We're on to the 7th inning now in the deciding Game 5. The Red Sox on top, 3-1. Welcome back to Fenway Park here in the great city of Boston. It's on to the 7th now in game number 5. But before the inning gets underway, let's fill you in on what's happened with our game summary. Settling in now, Lincoln Chaney. He was drilled by a pitch his last time up.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs. You know that old slogan, a bloop and a blast. They could certainly use that right now.
First offering on its way. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner.
Tying run stands on deck, but it'll only matter if the guy in the box can get on base.
Yeah, and that has to be his mentality at the plate right now, Matt. He can't be the hero, so he needs to do what he can to give the guy behind him a chance to be the guy.
1 ball, 1 strike to count. Swing and a liner. And a perfect start to the 7th, as this should be extra bases. Not in time, and he's in there with a double.
That's what you call a clutch piece of hitting. Down 2 runs, he puts himself in scoring position and brings the tying run to the plate. We'll see what they do with the base open here. This one's getting interesting.
Stepping in now, Luis Valbuena, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1.
They haven't gotten much going against this guy so far in this one. He's been pitching well. And what are the key numbers to look at? First pitch strikes over 70% so far in this outing.
The 0-1 pitch. Lifted the other way to left center. Catch made out there in left center as the runner may tag from second. The relay throw, and a daring move there pays off as he'll make it into third on the fly ball to left.
Cole Calhoun.
Now to the plate, Cole Calhoun. And as he bats, he represents the potential tying run. First pitch coming, here it is. A slider that he looks at over the outside corner.
Guys, I've been really impressed with him tonight. I mean, he's carving these guys up with all of his pitches.
The 0-1. A swing and a miss just out in front of that fastball.
This is where, as a batter, you got to find a way to put something in the outfield. Get something elevated. I know you got to battle with 2 strikes and protect, but if anything is belt or above, you got to swing.
That's a ball.
That misses, says the home plate umpire. 1-2. Where it misses, I'm not quite sure.
I don't know why in the world anybody would want to be an umpire. That manager has given this umpire an earful on a pitch that he thought was a strike, and he's certainly trying to defend his pitches.
2-2 the count to Cole Calhoun. The 2-2 fouled away. And he tried to hold up that time. We'll get an appeal down to third, and no swing. It's ball 3. Popped him up. Vasquez might try to make a play on it, and that's going to land foul.
Hey, this is a heck of a battle right here. Long AB. You know what? They find themselves still facing the starter. If they would have had some ABs like this earlier in the game, I think they get into the bullpen by this time.
The next 3-2. And he misses with one here. It's ball 4. So that'll at least bring the double play into the conversation with runners at the corners and one away.
I'm sure the manager is fine with that. He tried to entice him with that 3-2 pitch, but he didn't take the bait. First base was open, though, so he just needs to make a good pitch for a ground ball.
Here comes the Red Sox manager up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And that's going to be all now for Rick Porcello. So he'll lead with the lead. Can't lose this one, but he is responsible for the 2 runners out there, so he could get a no decision if they were to come around and score. Matt Barnes takes the mound to try to get out of this mess. There are 2 on with only 1 away. Ian Kinsler will be the first to greet him here, as he'll do so with runners at the corners and only 1 out. Here's the first pitch to him. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Catch made in center. Here comes the runner from third. But not in time as the run scores and the lead is trimmed to 1. Ready now for LA, Martin Maldonado. He started out the evening 0 for 2 so far. Has a look, now the pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike.
Bobby Cox always used to say, I'm going to put you in positions to be successful. Well, against a modern-day bullpen, easier said than done. These guys are throwing flames from all arm angles.
Here's the 0-1. And that misses 1-1. So 1-1 home. Is a fastball and off the plate for a ball. Calhoun, the runner at first with 2 gone. The 2-2. And this one's tapped foul at home plate. The 2-2. And a neck-high fastball that time.
Full count with 2 outs now, so if he could put the ball in the gap somewhere, he could have a good shot of driving in a run because the runner at first will be in motion.
Now the 3-2 pitch. Well, the shortstop's got him played perfectly as he takes this in for the 3rd out. A run, a hit, and a man left. Seth's last at bat.
John Harrison.
Ready with the first.
Been that way and probably always will be, even though they've tried to crack down on that kind of stuff recently.
Standing in now, Christian Vasquez.
He offers at it and hits it in the air to left.
Upton comes on and makes the catch in shallow left for out number 1.
The batter, third baseman, Eduardo Nunez.
Digging in to try it again, Eduardo Nunez. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. From the stretch. And a fastball just a bit up. Very tight ball game. 3-2 our score in inning number 7. Cold strike on the inside corner. Throw over to first, and he'll dive back in safely. The 1-1. A swinging bunt out in front of the plate. Throw gets him, 2 down.
The shortstop, number 2, Xander Bogaerts.